The Three Sides to a Story is a pop culture podcast provided as a public service, but is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Three Sides to a Story or the hosts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed on Three Sides to a Story are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the view of any entities they represent or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact 502-696-5300 and ask Daniel Cameron why he didn't arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Yo, you are now rocking with Three Sides to the Story, the pop culture podcast for the people. They say there's three sides to a story, one side, the other side of what it really is. Each episode will tackle topics from three perspectives, try to get to the truth. It's your boy Tony B with the homies Rex, Cruz, and Aubrey. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Twitter at Three Sides Pod, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast. Subscribe, tune in, and turn us up on all your podcast platforms.
You're not rocking with the best.
Mic check.
Yo. Guess who's back?
Ready to attack?
Your ass is back. You back from Pakistan.
He back.
It's episode 11. We back with the first show of 2021. It's Three Sides to a Story. It's your boy, Tony B. It's the homies Cruz, Aubrey.
Yeah.
Beto, what up?
Yeah.
You know?
Beto Powers.
Back, right? We back.
Beto Powers.
Beto Powers, you there?
That's the new one.
Yeah.
In the background, yeah.
Beto, yo, what up, Beto? Nah.
Yeah, we in here.
Yeah, this is the first episode of 2021, Aubrey. You're right. We do gotta. Let's talk about the playoffs, man. NFL playoffs kicked off last weekend, man, and y'all can go ahead and get the Colts jokes out the way. Off jump. Go ahead.
Let's get them both out the way. Shit, we got two things to talk about. We got about the Bears and the
Bears too. Yeah.
Out here loose, both of them.
Man.
Bad decision making.
Yeah, it's all types of bad decisions. I saw a little bit of the Colts game, you know what I mean? But
it was definitely bad decision making.
Yeah, it was right there.
Right there.
Yeah, that catch was fantastic, man. But it describes who the Bears have been for the last 30 years, you know? Like, it's very symbolic. Like, we should really think about what that means to the franchise. Like, it's very symbolic to have somebody open with amazing talent and under the spotlight, drop the ball. You know, that's what y'all been dropping the ball for 30 years, man. Congratulations, man. Damn. Nobody's ever done that. Maybe except the Cubs. Oh, they from Chicago too.
Damn.
The Bears.
Shots fired.
The crazy thing, the Bears had. I mean, obviously the season's over, whatever. But the defense was probably the one decent. I ain't even gonna say bright spot. I mean, it started off bright. When you're playing on the field the whole game, you're getting tired. But long story short, out of all the coaches, Chuck Pagano retires the defensive coordinator. And not saying it's like end all be all, but I was looking to see Matt Nagy.
You say he retired?
Yeah, he retired. He announced it today, this evening.
Was that related to his like the cancer comeback or something?
It didn't say. It just said Chuck Pagano retired. Announced he's retiring.
Just retire. Okay.
Yeah.
As he should, man. One of the best linebackers of NFL history, and he is having his worst 2 years ever. 3 years, maybe.
No, but the crazy part about it, I mean, the Bears I don't even want to be out there saying it like that, but they have a decent defense. You know what I'm saying? For the first 7 weeks, probably the top 3 defense. And then, you know what I'm saying, you're staying on the field for 80% of the game on defense. Because Beto Powers probably peep it. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the field, the score of the Bears game is usually decent until halftime. Third quarter, fourth quarter, then all of a sudden it's like they lose by 4 touchdowns or some crazy shit. You know?
That's a great defense, man. Yeah. Congratulations.
Hey, it's definitely a good defense. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about Giannis.
Don't they say defense wins games in football?
It's actually
defense wins championships in football.
It's championships. Let's get it right, Bob.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So thank you for correcting that, and thank you for correcting that, Indianapolis Colts fan. Thank you, man. You guys understand.
Man,
right. Bears are trash. Right now they're trash. You know. It's trash. I'm gonna just get it out the way. There's nothing to even try to fake glorify. Like you said, your man's dropping wide open touchdowns in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Like and then you got cats punching cats in the face. You know what I mean? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I think that's a Rex. I think that's the same question I was asking during these Colts, the Colts game. Like, because I mean, the Colts are right there that whole game for Buffalo, bro. Like, I mean, like for real, man. Like, no bullshit. They really gave that game away. Like, and I'm saying, like, Philip Rivers' arm is definitely showing, like, the signs of the times, right? He's older, right? Like, we got to figure out, like, a long-term quarterback situation. But that said, like, Indy fans, I feel like, be fickle as fuck, though, about, like, about the Colts half the time and, like, their post-game comments. Like, sometimes I'm like, do y'all motherfuckers even watch football? Like, because, like, cats were blaming Philip Rivers for this game. And, again, like, he's old, his arm's showing, like, the age, but if you look at like the two biggest games for the Colts at the end of the season, you can't really blame Rivers for that shit. You got to blame the play calling.
I was gonna say I wouldn't even blame Rivers on that.
Yeah, it's a play calling, man. Like a couple weeks back, we were beating the Steelers' ass, bro. In the first half, we were beating the Steelers' ass, and then if they would have just ran the ball in the second half, a running back is nice with it too. So like we would have won that game, and then we would have won the division because we won the game versus Tennessee last week, right? So and it was the same thing against the Bills. Poor play calling. Like they should have gone for the 3 in the first half, and it came back to bite us.
Philip Rivers plays for Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Come on, yeah.
Damn, I don't think anybody knows that, bro.
But it's even crazier that I didn't even realize, and Tony probably know more since that's his guy now, but Philip Rivers, I mean, he's never won a championship, and a lot of them games they play from the back when he was with the Chargers. But he's like out of the current and even most recent quarterbacks, he's got like bona fide numbers.
He's like up there. He's up there in like the top quarterbacks in terms of those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like all top numbers and shit. Like
he might be like top 5 in all the major categories, top 4 or 5 in all the like low key.
No,
I think he is in top.
I hear where you're going though, but no. Mm-mm.
What do you mean?
He's not top 4 or 5 in every category or most categories, bro.
No, not most categories. He is up there in some categories in the top. Like he's
yards.
Top 5. I think he's top 5 all-time pass yards. Like
and completions. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, he's definitely top 5.
Let's look it up.
He's right after Favre. He's right after Favre in pass yards. I don't know about all the other stats, but I'm sure if we look him up, he's up there in the top, like Rex said, in the top 5, top 10.
Top 10, if not.
Yeah, if not top 5. Like, right? So again,
this boy been playing 17 years, man. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. It's like low key. You ain't even peep that. You know?
And that's a fucked up part about it. Is like right now, like, again, both the Steelers and the Bills games, we had those in the bag and gave those away because of bad play calling. And then, people are blaming Rivers. But on top of that, our coach is talking about, I want to see Rivers as our QB still next year. And it's like, yo, man, we still got to think of a long-term solution here because Rivers was really just a Band-Aid at best, right? Like, because of where he's at in his career. Like, you ain't going
to put too much. You can't ride on him too long.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's top 5, like you said, in total yards. Breeze, Brady, Manning, Favre, Phillip Rivers, Marino, Roethlisberger, your boy Eli, Matt Ryan, John Elway, and then of course Aaron Rodgers.
Touchdowns.
So he's not in the top. He's not in the top 5 for yards, right? Because I see he got 6,300.
He's right.
He's top 5. He's top 5.
Oh, for real? You see it?
He's top 5 in touchdown passes and yards, right behind Favre in both categories.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
That's exactly my point.
he ain't got no ring, huh?
I don't even think he might have won like one playoff series. maybe 2 in his whole career.
That motherfucker putting in work, man.
He beat the Colts, I think, in the playoffs. All right. He's always been like a nemesis to the Colts, like when he was with the Chargers. Like that dude had a cannon back then. Like,
so does that make him a candidate for
Hall of Fame? It's weird.
I mean, you top 5.
It's weird.
I mean,
you might have to because let me look at that list. I'm sure everybody who's around him is.
it's behind him is Marino, Aaron Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Eli, Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
John
Elway's behind him.
Elway,
Yeah,
Warren Moon, John Elway, all them
Warren
guys,
Moon, Johnny Unitas. I mean,
everybody in there,
Joe
including the ones that are still
Montana.
playing, are guaranteed Hall of Famers. So it'd almost be this. Is Eli Manning Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
He got the ring.
Yo, that's
He's
a
got
fucking,
2 rings.
that's a fucking question for your
And it-
man
Yeah.
right there, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is right. Right.
He's
Like,
got 2
Yeah.
rings
he got the
and
ring.
what?
I don't
what,
know,
top-
man. God
top-
damn.
Top 8.
That's a tough question, Rex.
And doesn't he
Yeah.
have a Super Bowl MVP from one of those?
I'm sure.
He may have one, yeah.
I'm sure. The one with David Tyree, that catch that year, I could see that easily being because he had that whole comeback and everything.
Man, I don't know. I don't
He
know,
ain't
man.
He ain't no punk, I guess, right? He's still by default Peyton's little brother, and he seemed a little like little brotherish. But you got 2 rings, and you got top what? That I say top 8 in here. I mean, shit, that's a hell of a career.
Yeah, the top 9 passing yards. I mean, or and touchdowns. I mean,
He might, he's top. I didn't see the touchdowns, but in the yards,
he's top 10. He's number 9, and he did win the MVP in one of those Super Bowls.
Yeah, but if Homeboy was like not Peyton's son or Peyton's brother, who would he really be? If he didn't have that Peyton last name, man. Like,
he would just be another quarterback with 2 rings in the top 9.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he's ahead of John Elway. He's ahead of Warren Moon.
But you got
You know?
a Super Bowl ring, a Super Bowl MVP, you in the top 10 in like all time stats.
Hold on, you talking about rings, Rex? That's what you're talking about, right?
I'm talking about everything, passing yards with the rings.
He ahead of John Elway?
Yeah, John Elway is number 10. Eli Manning is 8.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers is 11. Obviously, he's still playing, but
Wow.
technically, Aaron Rodgers got less games. He's ahead of Warren Moon. Warren Moon ain't got no rings, but yeah, those are crazy numbers.
Warren Moon is in the he's in the Hall of Fame, man.
Yeah, shit. If you want to get into it, Joe Montana's all the way down at number 21.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I mean, come on, like you gotta put him in that conversation.
And there's a hella cast that put Joe Montana as,
the
arguably
greatest.
as the greatest. And he ain't even top 10.
Right. You said 21, right? Not even top
Yeah.
20.
He's 21.
Wow.
I mean, so speaking of quarterbacks, we got the Super Bowl. Playoffs are still in motion, but whatever. Super Bowl is coming up next month. Like, what do you think? Like, when we talk about, like, there've been still a lot of talk about MVP, Rodgers versus Mahomes. Like, Aubrey, we obviously know where you leaning on that, but man, I was just looking at the stats and Mahomes, obviously, like he's the defending Super Bowl MVP, but he went 14-1 as a starter this year.
Hold on, they only lost 1 game this year?
No, he went 14-1 as a starter. I don't know what the record ended up being. What was it, Rex?
Hold on, Mahomes is out? He got injured or something? What do you mean? I'm confused, Tony.
Let me see.
He went 14-1 as a starter. I'm not. You're saying was he injured and that's why he was out?
So yeah, there's 1 game missing. So 14-1 because there's 16 games in the season, right?
He might not have played the last.
Oh, he may not have played. Yeah, maybe the last one.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
We'll confirm that. But he had over 4,700 passing yards, and he had a 38-6 touchdown interception record, right? Or ratio, right? But Rodgers, his numbers were crazy too. Like, and he had a career year in completion percentage and touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Man, it's seriously surprising. Not especially how good Aaron Rodgers consistently is, because it's almost like
consistently.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. Like, the dude doesn't make mistakes. Even when you got him, he still comes back and does this crazy shit.
Yo, he's a robot, man. Like, I'm convinced, man. Like, that dude. And
I can see it.
Yeah, we were blessed to have, Green Bay. They don't ever say it, but they don't have to. But we really take pride in like having strong-willed quarterbacks, right? So everybody from
Bart
Starr to I forgot his other white boy name, and then Dan Mikowski, and then you got Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, like they all are gunslingers.
Dan the Magic Man, right?
Yeah, but those cats, man, like the cats only besides like Aaron Rodgers, he is so methodical with his shit.
That's what it is.
Everybody else was just like, I got heart, I can make the play happen.
It's wild, low key wild with it.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that dude reads the field like a robot and
Picks you apart.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like even not being like, if I said I wasn't a Packer fan, you would still have to respect that.
Oh yeah,
that tenacity and like that craft. That's a craft that he's doing out there.
he reminds me of Kobe in a sense. Rest in heaven for Kobe, but he reminds me of like his game, like the style. You know what I mean? You don't see him like he ain't panicking. He never looks like, you know, even if he's getting, which I rarely see happens. But if they're getting blown out or losing, he's always, you know,
and he don't talk about it. That's what I love too about that dude. He don't talk about it.
Nah,
like he's not one of those quarterbacks that's gonna talk that shit. Like, you know,
nah, it's low key.
Yeah, and then he came up. What I loved about him the most, man, he came to Milwaukee or Wisconsin, and about maybe 3 years ago, they lost like their first 2 games, and Wisconsin went crazy on AM radio, and then he got on the AM Sports Channel and was like RELAX.
I remember that.
He's like relax, and then that motherfucker didn't lose like the next 12 games or 10 games, and he just went crazy.
Man,
like,
that's
not human, man.
Yeah, no, and like what Rex said earlier, would you say consistent? Like his consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the craziest part about it, right? Because Aubrey, do you remember what year he started playing with Green Bay?
No, I don't remember the year. I think he's been in the league like 12 or 13 years, right?
I think it was 13, maybe.
It might be like 12, 13, maybe 14. Don't fact check us because we don't check facts. But at the same time, like, remember, he sat on the bench for 2 or 3 years.
Right. So let's say like 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
05.
Yeah, but I remember Tony B, like, maybe you going here or maybe you're not, but I remember seeing Homeboy in preseason because, you know, we die hard. So we watch preseason games. Like, you know, we can watch the practices on TV. So we was watching dude and was like, yo, this dude is nice. We didn't know how nice he was going to be because Brett was still there. And we put all our chips behind Brett. And, you know, that became what it was. Fuck Brett for that janky ass motherfucker. Went to Minnesota. I love him, but I don't love him. I threw away my Brett Favre jersey a long time ago. But anyway, but he had a good person to learn behind, right? Like Aaron Rodgers had some of that cowboy mentality, but he keeps it in check with that, like, you know, Northern California, like methodical, trying to figure shit out type shit.
Mm-hmm. No, right. No, you're right. And it was 2005, right? So he's been in the league 15 years, right?
No, not 15. No, 2005. Oh, shit.
Yeah, 2005 for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you look at him having a career year this year too, man, like, you know, again, I said, like, what was, Mahomes was 38-6, the touchdown interception ratio, and Rodgers is in his
45.
Right, Rodgers were 48-5, right? So that's crazy. And this year too, he had the second highest passer rating in a season ever, right? It was 121.5, right? And the crazy thing with Rex, going back to what you said about consistency, he actually broke his own record, and his record was from 2011 that he broke. Like, so, man, I fuck with Mahomes heavy pause, like, you know what I'm saying? But and normally I would say, and probably like even before looking into all this and like, you know, really like breaking down what happened this season, I would have probably said, nah, it's Mahomes, but especially like towards the end of the season, how Rodgers was still killing it, like, and like you said too, effortlessly, like, you know, just like calm and collected. Man, I think you gotta. I think he's MVP.
And dude is 37 years old, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how I feel to fall right now? If you fell on the floor right now, fell down the stairs, you know how bad that would hurt?
How long it'll take for your bones to recuperate?
Man, I might lay there for like 10 minutes and then like get my breath about me and then going back up the stairs. But
That's half the reason why I don't do shit. I don't
Man,
Bro,
but imagine
my
getting hit by a
shoulder
cat
hurts
that's like
playing
300 pounds, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Run,
yeah.
running full speed. Running full speed.
Full speed with reckless abandon, man. That's
I,
terrible.
I ain't shit, but I stopped playing even like pick up football games like turkey, on Thanksgiving and all that shit when I was like 22. I was like, I'm good. I am not out here getting hit by nothing. So imagine,
That shit hurt, man.
yeah, and I played football.
Bro, and the age factor too, like you just said, man. Like he's what you said, Aubrey, 37.
37.
Man, so okay, that cat is younger than us, right? Like, man, I'm thinking about like how bad my shoulder still hurts from playing tennis, like, and
12 years ago.
No, like this was like 3 months ago, but it's a contactless sport, right?
Right.
Like,
You said playing
I'm
tennis.
not bad.
I'm like, I think I threw out my shoulder. This cat is 37 and getting blasted still. Like Aubrey said, by rookies still hungry cat.
My big ass 26-year-olds.
Yo, man, that's crazy. You gotta get that cat there.
My shoulder hurt when I lay on my right side for more than 2 hours when I'm asleep.
Just
Bro,
sleeping.
I feel you.
And I wake up and be like, oh my God, this shit is terrible.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, man.
It's crazy. Before we get off the football shit real quick, I want to jump back to the Bills right fast. Y'all saw that collab they did with Benny the Butcher? Like, for real collab? Like, all the way
I saw it, but I didn't hear it. But I did
look it up.
Rex, you didn't see it either?
I saw it, but I did. I mean, I saw like what would you call it? Like the promotion, like
the promotion,
Instagrams and talking about all that shit. And I saw Benny and them at the game in the suite kicking it.
Sweet, it's all family, man. And this ain't no Drake Raptor shit. This is Griselda, bro. Like the Butcher is coming.
The Butcher is coming.
Yeah. They shot a video in the stadium.
I saw that.
And he made a song. Yeah.
Really?
Well, they called the Bills Mafia.
The Bills Mafia. Yeah. And I think that was something that they were like, I think that was like a Bills fan thing, but like that was also some shit that they used to like, that Griselda used to run with too. Like
some local, like their own name.
Yeah. There it is.
Yo, that's crazy. But it makes total sense, man. Shout out to the Bills
and we ain't even talking like the Raiders and nobody or the Ravens.
The Buffalo Bills, bro. Buffalo.
Low key, the Bills might make a serious run though.
Yeah, that beat banging, man.
They banging.
And unfortunately, we got Lil Wayne on as our cheerleader. That weirdo.
Yeah. And then that cat. Yeah.
That's funny.
Weirdo. We don't need to. He need to beat it, yo. We'll take Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a huge.
I saw that. That's crazy.
Is he? Damn, that's crazy.
I've seen him wearing a jersey.
He was at the game with a fur in the jersey, yo.
And the fur, exactly. That's what I saw. The fur in the jersey.
Yeah, he had a fur on with a Aaron Rodgers, somebody jersey on. Don't quote me.
Might be, but he definitely. I saw him.
him. He be at the games.
Damn, that's crazy. But real quick, how big was that though? Like, this is an NFL team, and like Rex said, it's not like the Raiders or some shit like that. This is the Buffalo Bills, and this wasn't like the Raptors and a Drake collab or whatever like that, and Nelly St. Louis collab. Like
some more softcore shit.
Yeah, this is Griselda, bro. That's huge. Yes, that's huge, man. The Bills posted it on their Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I think behind this? I know y'all already know who I think behind this.
Who that?
Or y'all know who behind this?
Who? Hove?
Yeah, you damn right.
Right. That might could be it. Yeah,
you damn right.
They are on. They are managed by Rock Nation.
They managed by Rock Nation.
And Hove has got a lot to do with that. Whatever the NFL. What are you? Creative director or some shit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He pushing the agenda in the right way.
Yeah, of course.
That's true. That's true.
What about with just speaking of it before you jump off the Nickelodeon shit?
What happened?
They was I think they telecast or broadcasted the Bears and the Saints game. I saw they had like
so they saying it was a cartoon?
Yeah, I guess right. No, but I didn't even catch it. I know they had every
That's what they were saying.
They could have been right.
That's
didn't know
funny
that.
as shit, bro.
Y'all didn't know that shit or no?
Nah.
Nah, hell no.
Yeah, man. And then I guess I didn't realize the full thing, but then when you scored a touchdown, they on the telecast, they was like slamming the end zone and shit, you know. But what I was saying in the middle of it, there was a call on Cordell Patterson or whatever, and they were talking, and all of a sudden you heard him like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" The kids on Nickelodeon, you know.
Shit.
And then one of the other dudes was like, "Well, first of all, if you're watching a game on Nickelodeon with your parents, you probably not the first time you heard that before."
Yeah, that's wild.
It was funny as hell, yeah. That shit was loud as hell.
So,
But anyway,
they played the shit live on Nickelodeon, like it
Yeah.
was a live football game.
I feel that's how it was, yeah. Because they were
Wow.
That's interesting.
yeah. I watched it on whatever Fox or whatever CBS or whatever it was on. But
That's
there was like some I think like on social media and shit, there was like tweets and stuff while it was still happening.
Wow.
Oh shit.
You know who I think that was too?
Hove again.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Everything is Hove.
Everything is home. It's all home.
It makes sense, man. I mean, he has an internal creative think tank and agency and creative kind of.
They probably put Blue on as a Blue
Ivy.
Ivy on as a co-executive producer on that shit.
Yeah, and it's strategy, right? Like you got to be smart, man. When you got kids that age that watch Nickelodeon, how do you sneak in football because you want to watch football as a dad, right? And it's on Sunday. How do I? No, that was on Saturday, right? That game was on Saturday. No, it was a Sunday.
Near enough. Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to watch football, but your kid want to watch, cartoons. How you get the best of both worlds, man? That sounds like something one of us would come up with, man. So
No,
definitely
1,000%.
that would be
No R. Kelly. Just yet.
Yeah, like who knows what them dudes is doing behind the scenes, man? Like we'll find out later. Like
We'll find out. Yeah, you're right.
did y'all know that Quincy Jones wrote or he owns the rights to is it Happy Birthday? It's some crazy wild shit. Yo.
The actual song "Happy Birthday."
No, it's you know what no, this is what it is. I can cry. Oh, is it you can cry if you want to. You know that song? It's old as a motherfucker. Damn, yo. Hold on. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man?
You probably fucking up the rhythm.
I can cry if I want to.
Oh, it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones on that shit. You know that?
I didn't. Appreciate you, Tony.
I think he wrote it.
He wrote it, or he owns it.
I think he wrote it. I'll look it up now. But yeah, I think he owns it. What is it? What is the name of it? I can cry. Yo, you can cry.
It's my party. I can cry if I want. Yeah, I'm not singing on rhythm, on melody, but that one.
Yeah, it looks like he did write that shit.
Yeah. It was yeah. When I met with dude, man, one day, man, that dude told me some shit, and I was like, man, what is like what? And in a weird way, I feel like he does own the right to some other song, like Happy Birthday. Like it's some wild shit. You'd be like, yo, what the fuck, man?
It was actually his first hit single.
See,
That's crazy.
that's wild. Yeah, because that shit was cornballs, a motherfucker.
Damn, Aubrey, you talked to him about this?
Yeah, man. Like, we'll talk about it at some point, man, in one of these podcasts. But yeah, I had a long conversation with Quincy Jones in his trailer one day, man. It was humbling, man. But yeah, for sure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Was that part of your sponsorship thing, or how did that connect? No, I'm joking.
Nah,
I'm joking. We'll save it for another day, but I'm messing with you.
But I will give the shout out.
Quincy Jones plug right here? Like,
Yeah, no, I'll give a shout out. That was through Coors Light that made it happen. Like, I did that spot with
The train.
Quincy Jones, Dr. Dre, and Pharrell.
oh shit.
Yeah, man. Like, and dude, what's crazy? Like, I remember like when I had met Dre like maybe 2 or 3 times before that, but then I had never met Quincy. I never met Pharrell, and I was more excited to meet both of them in no particular order, right? And dude, like. It's weird because Quincy asked who the writer was, and they told him it was a kid from Milwaukee because I was a young boy at that time. And then they invited me.
You were a kid at some time?
Yeah, I was a kid in the early 2000s.
I thought this was in in like the Motown era.
Nah. So Quincy invited me to the trailer because he heard I was from Milwaukee, like real spit. And he was like, "Man, when we started talking, he was like, man, the guy who created the Fresh Prince of Bel Air is from Milwaukee. So I want to give a shout out to that brother. I can't remember his name, John something, but he's from Milwaukee, the head writer, creator of the Fresh Prince. So that's why he invited me, man. We started talking about like where he come from and how my family is from, Fayette, Alabama. And he was like, "Oh, I'm from Alabama," but we'll get into that a whole other time. So,
Yeah.
but what I was gonna say, my point was, man, when Pharrell walked in the room with Dre and Quincy was writing musical notes in this book that I think Carol Williams owns to this day. He was writing musical notes and showing Dre how he scores things. Like Pharrell walked out literally, bro, and dropped to his knees in front of this cat, man. It was fucking nuts, man. Like I had never seen that, and that's when NERD was like, the album "Am I High? Am I High?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was around that era. You know what I mean? Like it was just, man, it was crazy to see a dude drop to his knees when I thought he was the illest producer at that particular time. Young cat. But to see that humility, man, was important, man, for me.
Man. Yeah, we definitely going to have to talk about this, Aubrey.
Yeah, man.
In detail on a
I don't even know how we even got there. That shit right there. That's crazy.
And shout out to Benny Medina. That's what he was talking about that.
The Hove and all the music and the shit put it together.
Shout out to
creator of Fresh Prince that you were talking about.
No. It's not Benny Medina. Benny Medina is from New York.
I know, but that's who the creator of the Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah. I'll shout it out. And you know him. He's like he's a dope writer, and I think he just opened up a writing studio. John Ridley, that's his name.
Okay.
Ridley.
Shout out
John Ridley the fourth. He went to Marshall High School at the crib.
Out west.
A little bit out west. That's a fact. I'm talking about Milwaukee, though, nigga.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. But his catalog is mean. He did Three Kings, Undercover Brother, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, Undercover Brother, damn.
Yeah, U-Turn, Red Tails, 12 Years a Slave. I don't know about that shit, but he did Martin, Fresh Prince, and Barbershop, American Crime, Godfather of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to homeboy, man. You make us proud in Milwaukee, man. Straight up.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Damn, Godfather of Harlem too? That's a dope show, man.
Yeah, John Ridley. Shout out.
Okay. Shout out to homie, man. What's the name? John Whitley?
Ridley, Ridley.
Ridley. Shout out to John Ridley. Oh, John Ridley. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of catalogs, man. All right. You saw Doom's. Obviously, we all saw Doom's family announce that he passed at 49 on Halloween.
So I'm confused. Why did they announce it until like 4 weeks, like till damn it 6 weeks later?
I don't know. That just seems like a kind of a Doom thing to do, I guess.
Right. It's kind of randomly. It seems kind of appropriate, though, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like,
And I don't think they was ever about that spotlight. Never, right? Like that was the whole point of the mask. Like,
the whole mask thing.
Yeah, the whole mask thing was in a gimmick, right? Like it was literally his way of telling people to focus on what he was saying. And
don't worry about who I am. Don't worry about who I am.
Yeah, don't worry about the man. Yeah.
Because what is some joint say he need? Cass was like, "Yo, is that the real MF Doom?"
Yes.
Is that I remember like mad shows we used to go to. Cass was like, "Yo,
let's go in the shy."
I think he did one at the House of Blues. It wasn't him.
Yes, it wasn't him.
Def came out first with the mask on, and then and you knew it was Most because he opened for him. And
Right.
Then, and then Doom
Never showed.
Doom. No, they sent out an imposter. Remember?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Cat.
Yep. And then they start throwing shit at the stage or some shit like.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
But he did that on a regular. The Shy was, I think, the one that was like the most like
Iconic,
went viral or whatever.
Infamous.
Yeah.
ICE Cold.
Dumb question. Where's MF Doom from?
He's from New York.
Oh, okay.
He was born in London though.
That's what I thought. That's more what I was thinking of. Some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I
And
was just
we all know him from KMD. Y'all might have been too young.
yeah. No,
No,
that's why
KMD in the 80s. Yeah,
KMD. Yeah, KMD, 100%.
yeah.
They said shit. Actually, I was reading something. I think I just sent it to you too as well. They said like his streams went up like 870%.
830% or something. That was nuts.
Nigga,
Crazy.
what kind of number?
870. Yeah, that's nuts, bro.
What kind of
Right.
number is that?
Was it?
That's insane. That's insane. But he had that cult following. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, when what was it like? When his brother, Aubrey, do you remember when his brother that was in KMD with him when he was killed in that?
Man,
car
that had to easily be like between 91 and 93. One of those 2 or 3 years, bro. Like it was early. Like it was when what's the name was big at their height, third base.
Oh
So
shit!
that had to be 91, 92.
Right.
Somewhere around there, man. Like that's when they was big.
And they said that their album that they was about to drop, like I think there was another dude in the group, but then like when they was about to drop, him and his brother was about to drop their album. It was called Black Bastards, and
Yeah, I remember that.
right. And so do you
Yeah.
remember that whole thing? Like I was reading about how it got like shelled, and the reason of why it got shelled.
Yeah.
Was this writer from Billboard that complained about the cover.
Yeah. It was the
Artwork or whatever.
Yeah, it
it
was
was
a
like the mammy
black-
face, not the mammy, but the
Black Sambo was
Sambo.
getting lynched.
Yeah, I remember. You know who they was like, man, in a weird way. And I don't know if you guys seen this movie. It was a Spike Lee film about the Sambo. What was that movie? With one of the Wayans brothers is the lead character.
Oh shit!
Bamboozled, right?
Oh
yeah.
You remember like Most Def had
yeah.
Most Def had a crew in there called the Mau Mau's. Remember that? He had a group called the Mau Mau's, MAWs or something like that.
I forgot.
Oh, MAU.
You just refreshed me. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that's who them dudes was, man, back in that era. Like it was, you got to remember at that era, man, it was X-Clan. It was
X-Clan, damn.
It was like Tribe. So it was this whole like kind of hippie, weird resurgence mixed with knowledge of self and aggression. You know what I mean? At that time, Tawana Brawley had just got, supposedly, that situation with Tawana Brawley where they said she got raped and they carved KKK in her chest. And that was
right.
Yeah.
And that was in somewhere in Brooklyn or somewhere in the suburbs of Brooklyn or some shit. But so that era in New York, man, at that time was like, it was heavy, man. Like cats had something to say and they was trying to educate motherfuckers. And it was like right when Tribe, a little bit of early De La, so they fit into that mix. But then when you put them with
Doom
third base was kind of a weird, interesting mix, right? That was very like hippie, white boy.
Yep.
I want to know more about black. Yeah, exactly. I want to know more about black folks, right? And they was doing the right thing. But what was crazy, man, is that after Doom disappeared, like you didn't hear from Dude. Like when he came back as Doom, I didn't even know that was KMD.
The same nigga, right?
And his style was so like you could tell he went to the lab and figured it out. Man,
they said he kind of went to like a different place, like after his brother died, like because like you said, he kind of disappeared and then came back in the like late '90s, right? Like reemerged as MF Doom.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. And I think he came back with what's homeboy name? Not Black Milk, but the cat. I think he's from Detroit. One of those other kind of like Dilla producers.
Right.
Who did you say? Black Milk?
No, it wasn't Black Milk. It was somebody like Black Milk and Dilla, somewhere between that. I can't remember dude's name. The cat that did the album with Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, Madlib?
I think it was Madlib.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
He did the joint with Madlib, and niggas was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then what's crazy about Dude, man?
Mad Villainy.
Mad Villainy. Yeah.
Mad Villainy. Yeah.
What was dope about that shit, man, is that he tapped into. He never tried to pretend like he was a young nigga either, right? Like, so him tapping into that cartoon era of like.
The Marvel comics.
Yeah, and Marvel and like how he even did his videos. Like he was only in a couple videos, maybe 1 or 2 videos. Everything else was just like this weird kind of cartoony ill shit. You know what I'm saying? Like dude was he was a pioneer creatively for music. for how you present yourself and not being sold out by the system. You know,
Right.
Yeah, like, and I think he like inspired like another like a generation, right? Because like,
we ain't seen that generation yet, Tony B. That's what's crazy. I don't even think we've seen the generation he's inspired yet. I don't think we've seen it.
maybe, but I think he also brought out like made it like okay for people. Like I remember him talking about like being like different and stuff like that, and like I think he inspired that kind of. I hate to call them group this categorize them as this, but like that rap, he made it cool to be like a rap nerd or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear
so
you.
and so like
You know,
that's something I wanted to ask you about. There's been those type of reactions to this, right? Like,
yo, Tony B. Let me interrupt you real quick to that point.
okay,
And I'm going to reinforce your point. If you go back and look at, if you look it up on YouTube, Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt meet MF Doom. Have y'all seen that clip? Dude, Earl starts crying when he sees this dude.
oh, when they meet him, like
When
a long
they
time
first
ago,
when they first meet MF Doom and
yeah,
he's performing on stage, you can see that dude crying.
yep,
Like
I did see that.
it was like they met Jesus, bro. And that generation, I don't know who that generation is in Chicago, but in LA, I know who that is. That's very clear who those kids are, right? That's them Inglewood kids that happen to not fit in anywhere. Kind of like probably where Doom felt like he was at that time after his brother died and trying to figure out how do I come back. You know what I mean? Like it's that same kind of situation.
And you know what? I think like that's an important point, right? Like, like we gotta like I was noticing this like different reactions from like those like kind of rap nerds or whatever. Like, and again, I hate to say that, but this younger generation that's like different or whatever, versus like regular your traditional hip hop fans, right? Like, and so like my guy, like he's an MC in Chicago, right? Poppy Hamon, shout out to him. But he's an admitted old head, right? Like, and so like I think he made a great point. He said,
You said
old
what's his name? Poppy Hormone.
Hamon.
Hormone. All right.
But he said, kind of old as they to stop hating on the young heads for not being, familiar with like someone outside of their era. So basically, he was saying like, he didn't know who Pop Smoke's like he knew who Pop Smoke was because it was all over the internet and all this shit, but he didn't really know the music like that, right? But he was saying, but he knew the impact it had on like the young cats when he passed because like Aubrey, like you just said about like how this generation has impacted people like in Inglewood differently than wherever, like right? Like he's basically saying like he didn't know his music like that, but he knew his impact on the generation when he passed, right? So I think that's the thing. Like we can't look at it like about like I don't get their music or whatever. Is it like you said? It's like we don't even know which generation this even influenced yet, right? We think it influenced this current generation, but it's probably the generation after that, like you're saying with like Earl the Sweatshirt and them crying when, like you said, it was like they're saying Jesus when they seen MF Doom. Who'd have thought
Yeah.
that?
Yo, that's who they saw. They saw the guy.
That's
Man.
that's when it becomes nostalgic, you know.
Yeah, man. Like, cause I swear to God, guys, like I can remember to this day, and I gotta go get my food real quick. I'll order some Italian food real quick.
You ain't have it on your rider.
Man, you crazy. So I remember the first day I heard Eric B and Rakim.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was in high school, and I was like a freshman or some shit. And one of my young guys had like a old school, like he was doing this thing, so he used to pick me up. But it was like a car that my parents couldn't afford, right? But it was an old school, rammed out. So, and I got in the back of that car, man. I had never heard no shit like that in my life. He played I Ain't No Joke. And I just remember driving down the street fast in the motherfucker as a young kid. I just got out of middle school. And like, damn, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, this shit
Right.
is knocking.
Yeah.
And I just remember the first time that I heard something that affected me like them kids felt when they saw MF Doom. Like, you know what I mean? That's that. It takes you to that moment of like, yo, this is why we love this shit, man. This is why we all do what we do. Why we do this
Yeah,
podcast.
bro.
It all comes from somewhere.
That's what I mean, man. Because like what exactly what you just said, man, and like exactly like what I was saying. My boy Papi Amon said, and yo, go check him out on all your music platforms. By the way, uh, that it's to me the shit is corny as fuck, right? Because it's dumb on both sides, right? Because you got on one side like these rap nerds or whatever, like, and not even just the rap nerds. Like, there's also like these like within that rap nerd group, there's like these elitists that are like act like only this shit is real hip hop. So like they're like they hate on all these new rappers and what they represent and everything. Then on the flip side of that, you got like the young cats that they never heard half the shit that is the real shit that we grew up on. They never heard the like Big and Pox and the Mob Deeps and the you know what I'm saying? They never heard that shit. So the way they look at the Pop Smokes and the Extensions and those cats like we looked at Big and Pac and them, right? So I don't know, man. Like I don't know. We just it's not about like who it should be about. It's more about who, not just about what they like, what they listen to. It's a matter of like areas of preferences, also, right? Like
Yeah, it's all the above, man. Like, because one of our nephews or one of our little cousins may put us on to, something like that. And the most important thing is for us to be open, not like how our people was with us that was older than us and called hip hop bullshit. Like, we don't know what these dudes is doing. We don't get that shit. Like, that shit don't filter to us. But we got to be open to understand. Like, that's what they did. All right, I'll listen to it. You know what I mean? I'll take a look at it. But I ain't, I'm not gonna ever bump that shit. But I'll sit there with you and try to understand why you dig it.
why you dig it? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think these are
So to that point, Tony B, I would love to ask y'all, and Beto chime in too when you Beto Powers. Are you there? Y'all chime in. I would love to know who y'all favorite young hip hop artist is right now. Like who is that guy for y'all that y'all will kind of like vibe with? Young cats.
Damn.
young or like current, like
I would say under. I know we don't know their age, but like under 28.
Not cats that like. I don't want to. I don't even know what. But yes, I kind of get where you're.
First albums, maybe they got one album up.
The Now Cats.
okay,
Correct.
okay.
Who y'all got?
I got to think.
Beto, who you got? Everybody looking through their Spotify.
No, man, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I got. I would.
Maybe the baby,
You said who?
but he's like
He's
28, 29.
That's a good choice.
He's classified in there.
That's a fantastic choice.
He's a good choice.
So
Damn, the baby definite is one. I can't even take that because you said that, but now I'm sitting here thinking because my nephew, shout out Donovan, he was like, man, Unc, he's like, you snoozing if you ain't fucking with the baby, G.
Donovan be checking us about the.
No, he definitely does.
Wait, you said under 28, right?
I would say like under 30. Yeah, under 30. One album, maybe two at best.
Okay. That's tough, man.
I'm gonna go RMR.
I don't even know him or them.
Yeah, you definitely know, dude. Now I'm fucked up in the range. Remember he did that country song with the gold teeth and the ski mask? Nigga, you know what I'm talking about, man. What are you talking about, bro?
No, I'm sitting there literally thinking. I don't think I know.
He do the singing. Remember they had like the whole little country music song? And Cass was like, oh, what is this shit right here?
You talking about Nas X or somebody who?
Man, get out of here, bro. Nas X.
Nah, but with that being said, don't Nas X got like that the highest spun single or some shit all time or some crazy shit?
Who?
Lil Nas X.
I don't know. I definitely can't.
Yeah, he had the most consecutive Billboard number one.
Yeah, some shit he does.
His single was number one for most consecutive weeks.
Hey, I'm about to bump it for you real quick. I'm only gonna play I think you only play 5 seconds on Spotify or YouTube. So hold on.
And teardrops, they fall down like rain. I put on that old song that we danced to, and then I head back to the track.
You don't know this cat, man? The cat got the ski mask on with AKs and knives.
I've been hurt and fucked up too many years ago.
Wait.
I don't want to play no more than that because it will get banned.
Man, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know if I heard that joint.
Nah, you bugging, man. All right,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
send
I
it to
heard
you.
that joint either. To be honest with you,
Y'all tripping, man. I'm gonna send it to you right now because if you haven't, then it's worth y'all checking it out. Like he just, for me, like the reason I dig it, man, because he broke genres. You know what I mean? Like he came out, probably took a huge lawsuit with this song because it's a famous country song, and switched it up about like chicks that be scamming. And y'all ain't seen this, man. This dude from I think he's from Mississippi. How I'm the old cat? Y'all don't know nothing about nothing.
Somebody put you on that one. I don't know.
Man, you tripping? Anybody put me on this, man? I've been on this janky ass. And then if y'all follow us, y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all know me. Y'all don't know these cats. Y'all know me.
What about? I see here it's coming out.
I'm your boy. And shout out to BP on Washington and Western.
Mm-hmm. What about Pop Smoke? I saw Beto was just mentioning Pop Smoke.
I mean, even though he passed, I think you still got to put him up.
He
there.
definitely counts. Yeah, he definitely counts.
I think you got to put Little Baby up there. Roddy Ricch.
Lil Baby is fantastic, man.
Yeah, Little Baby. I was gonna say Little Baby is who I would say. Him and the Baby.
I don't know.
Hold on, which one is which, man? Hold on, I gotta make sure.
It's like one of them.
But I would say Little Baby. Since we threw the Baby up there, we got to throw Little Baby up there.
Yo, which one is the Baby, man? I don't understand. Like, I like the little dark skinned dude with the little short cat. They be having a gold tee sometime. What's his name? I don't know if that's Lil Baby or Dub Baby. I don't know which one.
That's Dub Baby, I think.
I like Dub Baby, the cat that be on that drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. Lil Baby, I can fuck with because everybody slept on him lyrically. But he proved everybody wrong, which I fucking love. You know what I mean? Like he proved everybody wrong. Like they just thought he was gonna be another down south cat. And Homeboy came with them bars. You know? But Dub Baby, that's a whole different thing right there. But that boy be spitting, man, to me.
That's what I meant. Not Lil Baby's Dub Baby. That one.
Yeah.
That's how much I don't know, but I definitely know that because my nephew Donovan had to school me when I fucked it up.
Yo, why these cats don't be having creative names no more, man? Like I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Beto? Like, why can't you just think of something interesting, man? Lil Baby, Dub Baby.
But that's funny. I call my son Big Baby. Nothing related to that, but you know what I mean? It's funny, just random shit.
That's why I like my favorite name right now in hip hop is what's homeboy? Stove God. Hold on, what's his name?
Stove God Cook.
Stove God Cooks. That's the illest name on the planet right now.
I'll put that one on mine then. Since I ain't mentioned an artist, I'll say Stove God Cook. You know?
See, but I think he like 40. But
that's his first shit though. Shout out to boy Chris P. Chris
man,
Powell.
listen. Yeah. Yes, Chris Powell put me on that too. That boy, woo. That might be one of the albums of the year of 2020. Like he's in the top 5 for that, man. That album is fantastic, man.
Yep.
That album is fantastic. Along with what's homeboy Benny the Butcher. Like and you know, at least these cats is thinking about their name, but the cats that's thinking about it is a little bit older, right? We're talking about Benny the Butcher and Stove God. Like I think Stove God is through Griselda, right? Or he's affiliated with Griselda.
I think he's affiliated.
He might be affiliated.
Huh?
He might be affiliated.
Yeah, I think he is, man. That team, man. Whew. Them cats, man. Whew. That's an ugly team right there, man. You don't.
He's affiliated with Rock Marciano, right?
I think I don't know. I feel like they all from the same cloth, right? Rock, Griselda, Stove God, but Stove God is from one of those crews.
Yo, no way.
What?
He's on Conglomerate Records?
Who was that? Oh, that's Buster. That's Buster. That's smart, man. That's smart. That's very smart. That's smart, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So damn Buster. Okay.
Yeah, Buster's eating. Yo, so do y'all want to go back about the Buster album? Do y'all feel like it's still like maybe top 10 of the year? Hip hop albums? Or did y'all still ain't listen to it like that?
Top 10?
I would say top 10 albums of the year for sure. Hip hop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Because y'all was kind of hating on it before when we talked.
No, that was Tony, not me. I said I was.
No,
Yeah,
why
it
you gonna
was-
say? Why you gonna say
No,
hating?
that was Tony.
No, it was definitely Tony. It was
Rex,
definitely
why
Tony.
you a hater? Damn,
Nah, it wasn't me because I was like, well, I remember exactly. I was like, it's
that
a
was a
classic.
week after it dropped, and no,
I said-
and I wasn't hating on it. I was hating on people saying stop calling shit classics right after the first listen. It wasn't specific about that album. I guess we could start talking about Clubhouse because I mean I'm sure Aubrey hasn't even jumped on there yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, so real quick, I wanted to ask about this. I think we're all on here with the exception of probably Aubrey. Yo, Rex, me and you were on there though talking with P and Tubbs and them last week. Like,
So hold on, you can only get on with an invite. Like you can't just jump on. Like I can't just get on the application right now and get on.
You need an invite.
You need an invite right now. It's in like beta mode or whatever. Invite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, but like Aubrey, I think you should get on. Beto is on there also. Nah, but like real quick, Rex, I wanted to talk about this shit, right? Like we were on it with Bun the other day, and like Jeremy and some other cats, right? We were talking.
Light skinned Jeremy.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy.
Shout out to
Freckle Kick.
Yeah.
That's my G for life.
Oh, red.
Yeah. Follow what's his Instagram at Jeremy Taught Me.
Jeremy taught me.
Yeah. Follow the homie. That's a family. But no, we were in there, in a room with Bun. Rex, I want you to speak on this because Aubrey, this is how dope this shit can be, right? Like, and we were talking with Bun about this. It's a dope platform. Like Bun started a room the other day, and then Rex hit me and was like, "Yo," sends me a ping through there. It's like, "Tony B, you should jump in this room." So I, jump in the room. Bun, in some rooms, like, the speaker got to give you the mic to let you talk, right? Bun gives me the mic as soon as I get in there.
How they give you the microphone?
You see them coming in. So, like, if you start a room, you see who's coming into the room. So you see, like, if, there's people that you already know, whatever, you see if there's people that
You
are
mean like
connected.
you don't see physically? It's a camera, or you see them like
Names.
See, like, their
names
names and their not emoji, their profile picture, whatever.
avatar, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Mark.
and you can see them like log on or something like that.
It'll say, so essentially it's like, Beto, Tony, and Aubrey and Rex are hosting a conversation on Thursday at 6:00 about life, whatever. You know what I mean? So cats that are interested, tap in, whatever, literally tap in. So since we're hosting it, we're technically the speakers, And then we see, say, like Jeremy pops in, we can have Jeremy as a speaker. Johnny Fresh pops in, we can put Johnny Fresh as a speaker. Everybody else is basically in the audience, like, listening, and you can raise your hand. Like, you can hit a button basically equivalent to raising your hand, and then a nigga can, like, give you access to talk, or they can basically tap you into the speaker,
Right there.
Yeah. And then I can shuffle it, me as a host or whoever's a host, say if it's like after a few minutes, I can take one person out and put another person in to speak. You know what I mean?
What you think, though? Like, I mean, we had some good conversations on there. We were talking about, like, the kind of potential possibilities with it for conversations, including shit we could potentially even do with the podcast, right? Like, you were in some of them rooms, Rex. Like, we would, Bun gave us a mic in a couple of them rooms. Talk about that. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, I think if it's leveraged the right way, you can definitely tap in, excuse me, and get intel. You know what I mean? But then it's just like you get a bunch of cats in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you still got to use that filter. And what are you trying to get out of it? You know what I mean? Because if I'm, cats in there just talking shit, woofing and fabricated stories and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's one aspect of it. But then
So
go ahead.
No, wait, but not to cut you off, but
No, not at all.
I guess that's something we should set up too first, right? Like what it is and what it could be, right? Like it's like this platform, for lack of a better term, like it's in beta, so you have to have an invite right now. You can have like direct conversations with experts in specific fields, people that know shit about, whatever. celebrities, whoever. Like it's like kind of like a direct line to people, right? Like
It's almost like a group party line, like conference call.
I was gonna say, is that shit like a party line, like from the '90s, man? Like,
bro, it literally was the first time I hopped on it. It felt like a party line. You can, I mean, it depends on the content, but that's what it literally. Yo, Aubrey called Tony.
Technically
Tony called Beethoven.
Yeah. That's what it technically is, right? Like, but I again, like, you know, Bun started a room on it the other day. Shout out to the homie Bun. And he was like, you know, it was just, what was it, Mark? It was called Trill Talk. The room
Trill
that you
Talk.
told me to, yeah. And I jumped in there. Mark pinged me and said, yo, you know, you could send pings on there, whatever. So like Rex pinged me and was like, yo, jump in this room. So I see a ping from Rex. I jump in there. I see that Jeremy's in there. Tubbs and, you know, a couple of other homies were in there and shit. Like, and so then, like, you know, as soon as I jump in there, but, you know, you can see who's jumping in the room. So if it's your room, you can see who just came in the room. So like Bun saw I jumped in, and he was like,
hey, Tony B, man, welcome to the place to be.
In so many words, he was like, yo, Tony, take the mic and stun on these niggas.
Yeah, but no, for real, like
that's what it was.
Yeah, Aubrey, like that's what I'm telling you. You should definitely get on it because, like, Bun, like literally, as soon as I got in the room, I saw Rex's ping. Like maybe 10 minutes later, I jumped in. All right, I jumped in the room. As soon as I jumped in, Bun makes me a speaker, and he's like, "Yo, Tony B just joined." He's like, "Tony B, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot." I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "Yo, man, tell him what you do," and just like kind of let him know. So I'm talking, you know, like you telling him, you know, woo, I do this, I work with brands, we do this with the culture, da da da. And then Bun, like basically at the end of my, I'm not trying to oversell myself because I'm in, you know, Bun's room, so I'm not trying to like beat my dick in there. You know, pause, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like, take over the room and be like, yo, I do this, da da da, stunt. And I'll explain why, on top of that in a little bit too. But you got a lot of people faking a funk in there, right? So I'm like, yo, let your work speak. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to talk about myself too much. Anyway, long story short, he at the end of my spiel, he's like, yo, Tony B is somebody y'all need to fuck with. This dude is connected with brands and and he's like, you know, I worked with him, and you know, I don't know how many times he's looked at me and just given me plugs,
bread and opportunities, and joints put me in tune with shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like next thing I know, and me and Rex were talking about this, you got multiple people start following you on Instagram, start hitting you on LinkedIn, start hitting you on Facebook, start following you on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like for people like you, Aubrey, like, you know, creatives and shit, like Julian, you know, has been hosting like mad rooms on there about like the creative space and all that shit. And this is those conversations that people just like, again, like it's some whack people in there faking a funk, but it's a lot of dope people in there having conversations too. Like
that's cool.
You contribute to, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope though. I think it's I think that's fantastic, man. That people get exposure and they can help expose one another, and you know what I mean? Like
that's energy though. It's energy.
It's hugely important, man. Like if you got that vibe, man, and run with that shit, man.
It's energy because you can't be in person right now, too, right, Rex? Like,
yep, facts. You know,
yeah, dig it, man.
Aubrey's like, I ain't jumping in.
Nah, I ain't never jumping in.
I mean, we can hardly get Aubrey to jump in on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Aubrey, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I got it on there, and I tap in and just when it's relevant. I ain't paying attention to this shit. I tap in when it's like there's a couple of Bun stuff. He's got some stuff that are relevant. Shout out to homie Steve Canal's got some stuff in there.
Canal got him, the Power Circle.
Yeah,
I just got too many apps, bro.
That's what I'm. It's another task. It's another task. It's another fucking task.
Yeah, I don't want that.
It's a lot of tasks. It's a lot of social networks, right?
That burner shit is cool though. Burner and them guys that do the you know what I mean. There's a couple of guys in there. They host it. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the circle, but it's about like aliens and
you plug me in there.
Yeah, man, I tap into that shit because that's like my kind of space. You know what I mean? Talking about all the other stuff. So like that to me is interesting, but I'm not trying to, and I don't want to say like I'm being selfish, but I'm not trying to be in here having like pissing contests with cats. Like, you know what I mean? I do this, I did that, I'm about to do this. And you know what I mean? To me, that's, I mean, I don't know. I just think my bandwidth to listen to bullshit is not really up to speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and that I think that's a great transition into what we're going to talk about next, right? Like, talking about like not wanting to listen to bullshit. Your bandwidth for bullshit, right? Like,
I like that bandwidth for bullshit.
that's a great man. That's a hashtag. Trademark to Rex Cruz. Don't bite his shit.
Hey, man,
For bullshit.
hey, have y'all ever seen like an Ethiopian woman date a black dude, or an Eritrean date a black dude before? I ain't never seen that before. And I don't understand why.
I'm over here sitting there thinking like, damn.
Like, I ain't never seen that, man. And I don't understand why I ain't never seen that.
I don't know if I ever
They
analyzed
normally
it.
date.
Huh?
What race would you say they normally date?
I mean, I think they stay in their culture, which is, I don't have a point of view, but
Okay, I got you.
yeah, it's more about like there are some of the most beautiful women in the world, like Eritreans and
1000%.
Ethiopians.
Facts.
Like those women are fantastically gorgeous, but I just never see none of them with like a brother, man. Like, I don't know what it is.
They are brothers, but they are brothers.
They are brothers, but I'm saying like
Outside of their nationality.
North American slaves. You know what I mean? Like
Regular niggas.
yeah, regular black folk. I don't understand with them, man. I don't know why. It's interesting, but
Sidebar, I just said my sister was just telling me yesterday, one of our cousins and his wife just moved to Ethiopia. Not that long ago. She's Ethiopian. He's obviously Jamaican from England, but they just moved over there not that long ago. And I guess he's a chef, so they opened up some like bed and breakfast, simple shit. You know what I mean? So hopefully within the next year or two, Cass might have an opportunity. We can slide over there and see what it's all about. I've never been to Africa yet.
I haven't either. I went to what I will say about Ethiopian food though is I went to an Ethiopian food in Minnesota, bro.
I know where you're going,
bro. Man,
that's some primitive ass shit.
Would you call it, Aubrey? You said premium?
No, primitive, yo.
Oh, right.
That shit freaked me out the first time I saw it. I was like, man, what is y'all doing, man?
No, not even that. Like, what I was going to say is, like, my whole...
I know what Aubrey said, but go ahead, T.
Yo, Rex,
what is happening?
My whole shirt was, like, covered, like, sweat.
Sweat. This nigga Tony B can't even eat mild sauce on the jerk side.
That shit was so good though. That Ethiopian food was fire though, man. It's just hot. It's hot.
Your fingers was yellow as a motherfucker when you walked out of there. What?
Yo,
yeah, you was using them. You was definitely using
you definitely got it, like that type of food. Like
Yeah, I get it, man. But when I first saw that shit, and I understand the whole idea of eating with your fingers and how it breaks the food down before it even gets to you. I get that, man. But the first time you see that shit, man, that shit looked primitive as hell, man. Like, what is you doing? Don't you see these white people around here around us? Like, man, why are you eating like this? Why is you eating like this, man? Don't do this in front of white people.
That's funny.
It's logistically a better way to eat.
100% it is. I would never disagree with that. But when you see it for the first time, G, Tony, you come from that shit. You eat with your feet.
Wait, why do you say it's
why first of all, how fucking flexible do you think like my race is?
These niggas are crazy.
What the
fuck? Pardon the ignorance, but why do you say why is it better to eat with your hands?
This cat Tony be eat Cheetos with his toes.
Bro, it's just
it breaks the food down.
You can break the food down, so like you can mix. Like I don't know, like it's just a.
You mean like crumble it?
No,
what do you mean break it down?
So there's a science, right? So the theory is when your hands touch food, it like triggers your
sensories or whatever.
Your sensories, but like your saliva, So you already have the things that are going to break the food down. But when you put it when you pick it up with a fork, there's no
Connection?
no connection to the
Yeah.
food. So yeah, they say that like it's easier to break food down and it's way more healthier to eat with your
like literally break it down, like
yeah.
yeah.
It gives your brain to figure out like what to do with what you're about to put in your mouth, as opposed to
Got it. I can see that.
some
I can
metal.
see that.
You know what I mean? You put some metal in your mouth. That shit don't mean
Yeah.
nothing.
When I'm late night, sometimes I stick my hand in the shit and just put it in my mouth too. I guess so. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why chicken wings so good, right? Because we hold them motherfuckers and eat them.
Right. Yeah, let's come back to this in a minute, man. Let's talk about. We just talk about that social media with Clubhouse. Let's talk about. And we were talking about. What did you say, Mark, about the bandwidth for bullshit?
Bandwidth for bullshit. Yeah. What's your
Yes.
bandwidth for bullshit?
Don't bite his shit. Yo, Trump got banned from Twitter, right? So, like, that was a big news around the world right now. What's popping off in Washington and shit was technically pending popping off in Washington also.
Bro. One of my homies, real quick, and then you're gonna keep going. She sent me, not sent it to me. I saw she posted it. She was like, "Pray for the U.S." and I was like, "Wow." I was like, that shit was like a reality check, right? Because it's always pray for this, pray for that. You know, hopefully cats in this country get better. And I'm looking at cats from other countries like, yo, pray for the U.S. That shit just is like a reality check, right?
Yeah, you never thought you would. I mean, 9/11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that other fake shit. But go ahead.
you know what I'm saying? Like that shit, like that. Like you see that, but other than that, like And speaking of 9/11, like we had Trump supporters run up in the Capitol building, and contest the Electoral College vote confirmation, right? So we got to call a spade, right? Like speaking of 9/11, that was a domestic terrorist attack, right? Like
Motherfucker, that was an internal attack. That was a fucking government attack. But go ahead.
that's true. That's what I was gonna say next. Like they saying, we were talking with Beto about this earlier, right? Like they saying it might could have been inside help from like 3 people in Congress, right? Like
It's like not mad, but there's definite, and I don't quote me on the names, but there's like the congressman from Virginia. I don't even know what cities or states, not cities, but yeah, mad official cats are getting arrested for this shit. You know what I mean? Like if the fucking and again, I'm not trying to take your time real quick, but there's like the ironic part about it, and I'll look at it and I'll send it to you later. But there's a police officer who's the head of racial discrimination. You know what I mean? Like that's like his department. This nigga was out there. You know what I mean?
right?
Like your job is to level the playing field, but you out here acting a fool with this shit. So it's like,
hey, shout out to the brother that did hold it down.
Man, that shit was. But look how strategic that shit was, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You talking about that brother that was like fending him off by himself, basically?
Yeah, I wish he would have bopped that motherfucker one good time.
I thought he was going to when he pulled that out and he was on the stairs. I was like, I thought he was gonna bop that dude and that dude was gonna fall backwards. Like,
quick little bop, right on
I
top
thought
of
that
his
dude was
nose.
gonna fall back like a cartoon, bro. Like,
Yeah,
They would
he should've-
have stampeded, buddy, if you would have did that shit.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's a triple fact. That's a triple fact.
that's
That man-
true. That's
He was.
true.
Being, did you realize that? I mean, I'm sure we've all seen it now, but I guess when he took his head to the left, where those 2 chairs were, supposedly that's where a bunch of Congress people were just sitting right in there.
They said
The
he intentionally took him the other way, right?
The nigga took him on like a wild goose chase up the stairs by itself with like a 40, 50, 60 niggas, white cats chasing him.
With that fucking whole ass nightstick, like
What a weak ass fucking extendo slap. You know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying? Not even a night. Yeah, like it's like that thing was like when he was I was like, man, I hope that extends further. I was like, nope, that's it. Like,
Yeah, he should have been popping cats in their ankles. I would have been shooting motherfuckers in their ankles, just dropping them. Why
But
nobody? Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Not to say why cats wasn't pulling out. We'll go ahead first, and I'll come into that shit later. But go ahead.
Well, I think we're probably about to say the same thing. Like following up on what Aubrey just said, it was a drastic difference in the response
Bro.
from the cops and Black Lives Matter protests versus this shit, right? That was
It's just
like.
It's
Well,
just
they
a
were
drastic
trying to run
difference between the normal shit, not even Black Lives Matter, but it's just a drastic difference between how fucking law enforcement acts, period. You know what I mean? It ain't even got to be like a
But it's
full-on-
not though. That's like if you look at these videos, like like that you'd saw like during like when they would show like the contrast between like somebody white getting pulled over and somebody black getting pulled over. Bro, even some of these like these videos subsequently of these people that are getting arrested after the riots out there, they're like fucking resisting arrest and not getting fucking killed.
Yep.
Still, you know what I'm saying? So, and crying and shit.
I think, man, what I heard the other day, man, what I thought was dope is not that we know that this is how we would get treated when we see something like that, but why are they being treated that way is the question, right? Like, why are they having that situation where they feel like they have the control to do whatever the fuck they want to do, and we don't?
Because they can.
Yeah.
Some reason they can.
Yeah, not some, but we know what the reason that they feel that way, right? And
Well-
that entitlement, man, is a poison, and they don't realize that, right? That's what's killing the Republican Party right now, right? The poison of that they have the authority to do whatever the fuck they think they can do, and that shit don't exist no more, bro.
Speak on that entitlement, Aubrey, because like you said, like what they were doing when they were breaking windows and rushing entrances and breaking into offices and waving Confederate flags in there and dressed like fucking militias and fucking, I don't know what the fuck that guy was dressed like, a fucking Viking or whatever. Like, these motherfuckers were wilding the fuck out. Not in a Target, not in a Foot Locker, in the fucking Capitol building. So that's entitlement, obviously. Like, that's the first time shit like that has happened since the War of 1812. So, like, speak on that, man.
Yo, what I would say, man, about this whole situation, man, is that them cats could have walked up the stairs and went right into the Capitol building, right? And some of them did.
No, they did.
But these fucking goofballs wanted to try to prove a point that you can climb up the side of a fucking building where there's steps 15 feet away. Like they in fucking the Braveheart or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like they were the hardest gangsters in the whole shit, right?
Yeah, and that's one of those things, man. And you'd be like, when you see it, like, man, how dare you? How fucking dare you, bro? Like, not because you wanted to do it, but because you thought you could.
The audacity to do it.
The audacity, and like you thought you could scale our walls. That's a bigger message to what you're sending out to the world.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the audacity to do that.
Facts.
It was a triple violation in that motherfucker, man. But what I will say is I love watching them motherfuckers get arrested when they come back or getting kicked off of flights.
Bro, you saw, speaking of these cats scaling the walls, you saw one of them buddies that was inside that was scaling the wall, like inside of the like congressional hall. Like, he was like, yo, man, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he was like, I'm begging for forgiveness. Like, no, bro, you can't beg for forgiveness after you go that far, bro.
They said them cats was wiping doo-doo on the wall, man.
Yeah.
Their own doo-doo. So they were snitching on themselves because that's DNA, bro. Like, you were literally telling people who you are, and then they're like, man, Facebook and this shit is snitching on me. No, bro, you left your shit in there.
Yo, can you imagine being like the head of the feds and you gotta tell a motherfucker, man, go get me some scrapes and some of that boo-boo on the wall.
Go get that shit off the wall for me.
Yeah, go get that shit off the wall.
Yo, I think that was this cat. Okay, man, can you go check that shit sample?
That shit nasty. Hey, speaking of inside guts, did y'all see that video I just sent y'all about that kangaroo?
No.
Dude, it's a video I just tagged y'all in on Instagram. Dude, they show the inside of a kangaroo pouch. And I promise you will never want to see that shit again, man. That shit look like he just opened somebody's stomach up. You can see it
taking his face out.
I'm gonna watch that. We're gonna talk about that in the next episode.
No, watch it right quick, Tony B. I want you to see what's inside of a kangaroo gut.
I don't want to watch that shit.
That shit is weird.
I don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah, you would think it'd be like a living room in that, but like it seemed like it'd be comfortable.
It's like you climbing into like a big ass snuggie.
Yo,
I'm looking at it, and you can see like shit inside there.
Nigga,
it's like an intestine around you.
Nigga, it's guts in that motherfucker. Yo,
what are you doing? It's literally like the kangaroo is sitting in your stomach, and they just pop
nigga, that's what I'm saying. It's like you just put your stomach over there and put a baby inside your intestines. That shit nasty as fuck, man.
That shit's weird as hell.
Yeah,
Nigga.
that's what you would think. It's a Snuggie, but nah.
Like,
Yo, man.
how them niggas got guts on the outside and they ain't got nothing to cover it up? It's a hole, and they just
Get up
walking
in
around.
the, get up in the guts means a whole different.
Oh man, it's fucking nasty.
It's a whole different thing to kangaroos. Yo, man. So like,
Jump back on.
Kangaroos are weird. Yeah.
So jumping back like a kangaroo to this Trump shit real quick. Yo, man, like I wanted to talk to you guys about this also, like the shit he's saying, right? Like we also talking about like, you know, him in his speech before this happened, right? Like he was literally directing his followers afterwards to go there and pressure the process, right? Like in his own words, right? Mm-hmm. And yo, going back to like what they said happened, right? I was reading yesterday. The only successful, because they were essentially saying what happened was like a coup attempt, right? Like, so I was reading yesterday. The last time this actually, the only successful time that actually happened in the U.S. was in North Carolina, in like the 1800s, when there's a group of angry white people that were mad about it.
It's always white people, man. They're
always white people, and they were mad.
Goons. You gotta watch out for those guys, man.
Bro, it's crazy. They were mad about this government that was integrated there, so they ran up, forced the black people in that government to resign, then start killing all these black people, and then destroyed all the businesses and buildings. Sound familiar to everybody mad out there? Yeah,
I ain't never heard that. Never heard that shit happen before.
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So again, like when him directing these people over there, his followers to the Capitol building, in his own words, to literally pressure the process, like, and he was tweeting about it that day too, right? That's what, you know, after he started after this happened is when they suspended his shit, and then Facebook suspended his shit. Now, like, you know, people are migrating over to Parler. Then Google Play pulled the app, and then Amazon and Apple started saying like they gonna do the same. Did they pull it? I don't know if they pulled it yet, but
no, they pulling all the shit. You know what I mean?
And it's not only Trump, right? It's other Republicans who were tweeting this, but again, tweeting the same bullshit lies that he was tweeting too, that were inciting this shit, right? So, and I think like we were talking with Beto about this earlier, that like an organizer of this shit was from inside, right? Like 3 congressmen, right? So,
hey Beto, can you tell us why you voted for Donald Trump?
You set me up. It's like one of those questions. It's like, hey, why don't you tell us when you stop beating your wife?
Right. That's hilarious. Well, I stopped because
yeah.
I just dropped an ash on my goddamn alpaca rug.
This nigga off on
alpaca.
Aubrey probably got that robe on too to be pulling up on people.
Yeah, don't be talking about my robe.
Is 1% robe? That 1% robe.
The Sir and Madam robe. Yes, sir. I'll rock that motherfucker. Man.
Got the alpaca rug sponsors. Gotta give them a call.
Right.
Well, I just dropped a goddamn bud on that motherfucker on fire. So we'll see
find that shit. Find that shit. In the meantime, yo, Beto, we were talking about this shit earlier, right? Like, and all of us were talking about this on the text thread. Like, Mitch McConnell, Beto was saying, was like now apparently said he could be down for impeachment and shit. What do y'all think about that, man? Like, do you think they should move forward with that?
Well, go ahead, Aubrey. I'll let you ride first. So, Beto, pause. You go first. I mean,
Beto,
I have no. I would love to hear Beto's opinion since he voted for Donald.
No, I mean, actually,
Latino for Trump.
As we were recording this podcast, they literally just voted. The House voted a resolution calling to invoke the 25th Amendment.
That just happened right now?
Literally just happened.
Oh, wow. Shit. Let me go see.
Yeah.
Well, I think
so.
Make sure y'all got y'all things ready, because that just certified the fucking new age civil war about to kick off within the next 7 days.
Yeah. So, all right. So, question to you guys: do you think by removing Trump, is that gonna make him a martyr and then sort of empower
Yes, I think
his people.
He's already a martyr in a sense, for them, for whoever, for that committee, I'll say, the community. You know what I mean?
He might be one of the dumbest martyrs on the planet, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know too many more dumber motherfuckers to be a martyr. Like, how do you be a martyr and not have strategic sensibilities, man, when you're in that position? That's crazy.
No, I think man, Aubrey, I think it's the total opposite of that. I think he's been the most strategic marketer of how to be a martyr ever. Like this,
I can agree with that. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What's happening right now is like, like this is what's going on right now.
Is that the definition of a Karen to a certain degree? Like, I want to be a martyr. I want people to feel bad for me. I want people to fight for me, all that type of shit.
No, I think this is way more sinister than even being a Karen, because like
that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you know what I'm saying, Rex? Like, because like when we talk about, like, I know how all of us feel about, censorship, right? Like, and we talk about censorship and everything, but what this guy is doing right now and what he knows he's doing, what has happened with this guy is like he's literally been empowered, and like this guy is just a salesman, right? He's a businessman. He's all about.
He's a businessman. He's not just a salesman. He's not a successful. I mean, well, I don't want to say he's not a successful, but he's a business. He's more than a salesman.
He's a salesman, but he's all about his brand, and he's only selling his brand. That's all it is. It's not about selling the college that he tried to create that failed. It's not about the hotels. It's about his name.
I'm pushing my name and my legacy.
Yes, if my name is attached to it, it makes it this level of luxury or whatever, right? So that's what he's been selling. So you know what I'm saying? He's used to selling this thing, right? Like he's used to selling a narrative, right? And now like we're like, not us per se, but America is essentially writing his story for him. Like them shutting him off of taking him out.
No, because censorship means there's a bigger political term when it comes to censorship, right? That means that you have no opportunity to put out anything that is public or to the mass audience, right? That's censorship. He's only been banned from a private company that can make whatever rules they want to make about how you interact with their platform. So he's only been banned from there, and that was his biggest platform.
But those platforms are for the public, right?
Yeah, they are. But at the same time, Mark, if me and you owned a public school or a private school,
you get kicked out.
Yeah, I mean, we have our rules, right? And if you don't abide by those rules, you get kicked out.
I've been kicked out of public grade school twice.
Yeah,
Rex, it's like that analogy they've been using about like if you before COVID, if you went to a movie theater and yelled fire, yes, that's your right, and you're protected by the First Amendment to say fire. But you getting banned from said movie theater for doing that is a consequence of your own action.
I agree. No, I agree. I was just making the statement, but that you created a reason for you not to be acceptable to be in here. You know what I mean?
And the reason you created a reason for you not to be accepted to be in there is because you abuse your First Amendment right? So like trying to make this guy Donnie a poster child for free speech is bullshit at best, right? Like it's what do you say? Bandwidth for bullshit.
Bandwidth for bullshit, man.
Right there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the thing is, like, we all operate in reality, right?
Yes.
Right.
So everybody that's literally digesting and being spoon fed everything that Trump and believing everything that Trump is saying is living in an alternate reality where facts don't matter, and the only thing that literally matters is whatever is coming out of the president's mouth.
That's like the ultimate followers, though, man. It's like crazy. It's like you talk about being sheep, but then it's like you guys are being the sheep. You know what I mean? It's like a very weird scenario in a sense, right?
I actually, sorry for the people who lost their lives innocently, not aggressively, in that situation.
A couple of the cops,
the people that didn't ask for that shit. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. Like, because
But at the same time, what I do want to say, man, is that that was some coward shit, man. And if we don't learn how to look at that and laugh a little bit, right? Because we know what would happen to us. We talked about that earlier in this podcast about if any indigenous black people, people of color, however you want to call them, would have
Anybody
done that same
non-white.
thing.
Anybody non-white. Let's just say
imagine Obama.
Well, no, I have a different opinion about that. So I'm not going to say anybody non-white, but I hear what you're saying, Rex. There are some. I'm not going to get into that. So
imagine if Obama would have done.
No, we're not talking.
It's not even Obama, bro. Like the thing is, Tony, what you have to think about, man, is the audacity. Like Rex said, man, like the fact that they feel like this is their own. And what it begs me and what it beckons me to ask, man, like, where is our fucking home? What do we, as people of color, black folks, Hispanics, Asians, Latinos, whatever it is, like, what do we want to fight for? We don't want to fight for America. We ain't willing to die for fucking America in our own country. But what would we die for, man? As far as like, taking that chance and taking that opportunity to be able to storm a Capitol, what would we do that for?
I think Aubrey, that's a good question because I think that's what makes me like, I guess for lack of a better word, perplexed about this whole situation with these cats. Because like I know, like, I wasn't expecting anything less from them, but at the same time, like, because I get it, right? I don't want to be censored in any way, shape, or form either, right? Like I'm 100% about all of us, all about being able to say whatever the fuck we want to say, right? But that said, like, at the same time, like, if what you saying is all bullshit and all fucking lies, then we got the right to call you out and correct you and pull up receipts to check you and fact check you and, do whatever we got to say to shut your dumb ass down. I think the problem with that, though, is right now, like, social media has made it so facts don't matter. So you really can't do that, right? So what happens is all these lies and mistruths get shared by thousands of people and then go viral and then it leads to groupthink, right? And the problem is there, like with Trump and somebody, I think like, again, like these sites have no other choice, even though I'm against censorship. What other choice do you have? Because if the fucking president of the United States is leading this charge, then, shit. What happens is like the mistruths get shared by all these people. It turns, when you pull up the verified shit to debunk it, they are just saying like, well, we don't believe you. The president.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
The president is saying this. You believe in the mainstream media. Fuck you. We fight against what you're talking about, and this is what our guy is saying. So fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean, in fair defense, that a good amount of the media is full of shit. I mean, it's a handcrafted, it's a tailored story. I mean, to get some sort of emotional reaction, whether it's good, bad. I mean, left or right. That's what the majority of the media does. I mean, at the end of the day, there's like 6 companies that own the majority of this shit. So the messaging is definitely going to be similar.
It's going to be skewed. It's going to be
skewed. But then, like you said, with Donnie T on there, just charging that up, and now it's like you're not even giving it you're not even doing any research. You know what I mean? Or looking into this thing. You're just taking what he's false feeding you out of his mouth.
And just running with it, right? So, and that's my thing, Rex. Like you said, you're just taking exactly what you just said. These people are just taking what he said and running with it without doing their own research. And my thing is with Trump and all his people being like, yo, man, that's bullshit that he got banned. That's censorship. People get suspended and banned every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Like
Every day.
Yeah. And really, any one of us can get banned for doing the shit that he did. You know why we haven't been banned though? Because none of us say this stupid shit. Yes,
There's rules, unfortunately, but unfortunate at the same time. You gotta, you gotta play within the guidelines.
You gotta play within the guidelines, but like we were saying, like that's his biggest. That's the big joker in his deck, right? That's the biggest gun in his arsenal, right?
That's his trump card. That's his trump card.
That literally his trump card, right? Like, someone's taking it away from him and the right thing to do. Like,
Hey, so in between this message, I want to give a shout out to one of my sponsors. I would love to say thank you to MeTV for Abbott and Costello,
Good time.
Barnaby Jones,
This
the
man,
Beverly Hillbillies, Carol Burnett and Friends, the
Carol Burnett.
Flintstones,
Aubrey likes all the white shows.
In the Heat of the Night, and Love Boat.
What about the A-Team?
I don't see him on here.
Aubrey, you look like a young Isaac, bro.
What are you looking at?
You stupid. Oh, Tom and Jerry, another one of my favorites.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
And a show called Tune In With Me. Check out Tune In With Me.
What are you reading?
I'm reading my sponsorship.
The shit that you had in your got it. I got you. See,
yeah, the MeTV joint.
Yeah, I didn't even get that shit yet.
Yeah, you can MeTV.
So does this set a dangerous? Last thing about this specific thing, does it set a dangerous precedent though? Like, from a, again, like I think we all agree it's not necessarily really actually censorship because it's a platform that he signed up to with the rules and yada yada, right? But does it set a dangerous precedent with Pelosi and all these cats like talking about? Sorry, not cats, like Pelosi and all these people talking about like, we got to impeach him and da-da-da. And they're kind of fueling the flames of the fire also. His contract runs up in his work contract runs up in a week, right?
8 days or some shit, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're going to come get your ass, Tony B.
Who?
The buddy them.
Yeah, you got to relax, man. You starting to get a little too deep, man. You got to
relax.
I'm saying, like, I think all this extra shit is stupid. Like when Trump is saying, like, "Yo, man, like, I don't know why they doing all this bullshit." I'm kind of like, I don't know, Donnie. I can't answer that question either. I think this is stupid. It's fueling the fire. It's making him. It's literally Donald Trump has written a story by literally using the people to write his story and the media to write his story. And the media has literally written this story about Donald Trump now. And now they're literally writing the final chapter of his presidency exactly how he planned them to write it. And he doesn't even have to write it himself.
That's dangerous, though.
The media and the government is writing it for him. And so, no matter what happens, he's bulletproof. He doesn't. If they overturn the vote, he's like, "I told y'all, motherfuckers." If they say like, "Nah, motherfucker, you out," he's a martyr and says like, "Man, look they're pulling me out of the White House and
it's full of shit."
Yeah, and hey, man, like if they can do this to the president, they can do this to anyone. Like this is the story that we're writing for him.
But like we were saying, at least I know I was saying it, but this is the shit that I was talking about for like the last 5 months, and this is still hasn't even gotten to D-Day yet.
For real, true. You're right.
I mean, it was only written. You know what I mean? It's like the way this guy is such a, you know what I mean? And it's a whole nother comment. There's a few things, you know what I mean, that he's, I don't even know, whatever, skip that. But this shit was written for the last few months coming up that this is basically what he was charging up to happen. So it was almost like the writing was there. He was like, if I'm going to win, I'm going to bully my way to win. And if I don't win, I'm going to bully my way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now today they came out. I don't even remember where I was reading it. It's like now cats have basically put the message out there. All 50 states, they're basically going to have armed protests going on at each one of these locations, at the Capitol or at all these places. I mean, yeah, of course they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's going to stop me? You know what I mean?
Who's going to stop me? And, man, like, a lot of, I guess, like, a lot of this shit, too, like, like, what people are believing is based on what you're reading, right? Like, so people are reading different things, they're believing different things, too, right? So it's hard to...
Man, can we move on, man? I'm tired of talking about this bullshit, man.
Well, shit. I mean, I'm tired of seeing it, but at the end of the day, we can move on from it. But it's about the shit you're about to live through for the next 20 days.
I know, but do we want to say is this really interesting? I mean, we got a political podcast. That's cool, but you
No,
know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think
Right?
I don't
no,
think
no,
it's
I'm
not
with
about
you.
it's not about being political. It's just about talking about what's going on right now. Like I don't think we've made any political leanings here.
So Pence says he rejects it because, I mean, I'm not reading it right now, but the other day, because he feels that he was going to run for presidency in 2024. So he's like, if I kick Donnie out right now, the Republicans ain't going to fuck with me anymore. It's like, fool, would you rather your fucking integrity just be upheld? That, you know what I mean? But that's
Basically.
what his saying is. That was what he was like. I don't want to kick him out because I'm trying to do business. You know,
Man, you know that all these stories are coming out now, right? Like it's all these different like conspiracy theories and whatnot, right? Like Pence is doing this, or and you can't even really be mad at Pence. Like low key, man. They said that chick that got shot was because that was Pence's security detail, and they were telling her to back the fuck up, and she wouldn't back up.
who that
And
Air Force chick or who?
yeah, and then she started breaking through the window, and then they shot her. And I don't know like the ins and outs of what happened, but if that's the fucking vice president security detail, and they're telling you chill the fuck out, and y'all start breaking through windows, play stupid games, get fucking stupid prizes. You
Great.
know,
As she should have been shot. More people should have been shot.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Niggas die every day, B.
but like a lot of this shit is being again driven by all these conspiracy theories that they talking. And Trump, like, again, banning him from Twitter isn't like you can't like again, like if you're abusing the platform and you keep getting warned about it, you can't really fault them for banning him. He's spreading conspiracy theories on there.
You opted in. You opted in. When you do anything, you opt in. Here's our 10 rules. Here's our 5 rules. Check the box saying that you agree with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And Rex, I know, like, not saying like you're like the fucking foremost expert, but I know you've been like, we've been talking about this shit. You've been researching some of this shit, like this conspiracy theory shit, man, bro. Like I was watching this shit like on Amazon, this quote unquote documentary the other day. And yo, man, this shit was talking about like all kinds of crazy shit, man. What do you like? Do you buy any of this conspiracy theory shit, man?
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I don't even know what the fuck I believe right now. I mean, I do know what I believe, but it's just like so much hoopla. I just had to sit back and just like trust my gut with the shit that I see. I mean, I know nobody's essentially, none of the parties are out for my better immediate success. You know, me personally, and kind of what I have going, whether it be Kamala and Biden or Trump and Pence. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like honestly, they're all full of shit. You know what I mean? And I'll say it on record twice. They're all full of shit.
Facts. No, I feel the same thing, man. Like that's the thing. Like I feel like everything is all both sides is full of shit. Like and you can't. Everyone's saying you can't believe what you read. You can't do all this shit, but then everyone's reading shit that they only believe. You know what I'm saying? Or only fits their beliefs, and then it's like all the same bullshit.
I figured sometime you got to draw a stake in the land, and what makes sense to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because then it's like shit. Like you said, I mean, we have been lied upon everybody. For the last 2, 3, 4, 500 years. Why are people why are they going to start telling the truth right now? If you're not a part of the inner circle, you know what I mean? It's like, why am I going to open this up so you're privy to all the details when I've already been fucking leading you astray for the last 400, 500 years? You know what I mean? Shit ain't changed. It ain't new. The whole country has been built on the same lying and stealing and misleading. So now in 2020 or 2021 or whatever year it is, it's not like, oh shit, come clean with an agenda. It's the same fucking group of people doing the same shit.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Arbor, you eating up chicken wings or where you at?
Yeah,
man. I'm falling slowly, man.
No,
y'all been going hammer for like 15.
We keep it moving.
All right, so Aubrey, all right, but I want to jump into something real quick, man. Too well, not real quick. This is the last thing we want to talk. I think I want to talk about today. People one thing I think we've all been talking about, or I've been at least mentioning, I think all of us have been talking about it though. People are saying like, and I think we've been realizing that some of us, some people that listen to us, our show, and shout out to all our listeners. Mark, how many?
300 gazillion trillion and 42.
Shout out to all
Third.
y'all. Mark's going to name his top 5 out of all y'all next week.
Got y'all.
No, but some of y'all know like all 3 of us. Some of y'all know 2 of us. Some of y'all only could know only one of us when y'all listen to us. So like I think like over these last like 11 episodes, 10, 11 episodes, people are getting to know other people better, man. Right? So seeing as this, but again, people like don't always say like, yo, like we get that it's 3 people, it's 3 sides to a story, it's 3 different people. What makes y'all different? I thought y'all are kind of the same people.
No, not at all. We're all
I have no idea what that question meant. I don't even know if it was a question.
No, I mean I think like
statement.
The question I want to ask, like people are like, what's the difference? Like, why is there 3 sides? Like, what's the difference in Aubrey? What's the difference? I think they're trying to learn our personalities a little different, but they want to know like a little bit more about the background, right? Like how like all this like kind of connected and shit. Like, and like Aubrey, like I know like you've been in the shop for you're not from the shop, but you've been in the shop for a minute, probably longer than. Maybe a little bit longer than me. I don't know, but
I've been here longer than Rex.
This nigga crazy.
Damn, you've been here before Rex was born?
Nah, right. Osaki.
No, but I wanted to hear that though, because like I don't even know that story. Like Aubrey, like I know you and Rex like work together, and that's how I met y'all, but I know like we all been in the shop for a minute. We all know a lot of the same people, and you have known Rex longer than I've known Rex, so there's a history there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And your history precedes where y'all were together, right? So,
I don't think it preceded, but I know Rex through our construction industry. That we worked together and done work and built fantastic things for clients.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think it's just it's been great, man. But like in Chicago, man, in a weird way, as much as I talk that shit about the sports teams, I love the city. I don't care about the teams, but I love the city. I love the people. It reminds me of home, and this is where I ended up at, man. And,
how long have you been here, Robert?
Off and on, I've been here since
probably down to 20 years almost.
Yeah, definitely 20 years, like maybe 2002. When I went to go, I was working for an agency called That Agency.
Agency. That was called Agency.
Yeah.
Oh man, that agency was crazy, bro. Okay.
That agency, I was there, and then and then that's where I cut my chops. But then I went to LA, and I went to Detroit, and I went to Oakland, and all that shit. So, but yeah, that's how it happened, man. But when I came back home, I decided to work for this other agency called That Agency, and that's where I met
that agency.
That's where I met Rex. Mm-hmm. And then from day one, we vibed, and now I know why. And and that's what it is, man. Like that's how it happened.
It's history rolling.
Yeah,
it's history rolling.
History rolling.
Yeah, and me and T met on one of the OG conference calls before the shit kicked off, and I'm like, funny, and I'm listening, I'm tapping in, and of course working at the construction company, I'm like, who are these cats? You know what I mean? And then I'm hearing this cat on the phone, and he's leading the call that I'm on, and I'm like, at first I'm like, who the fuck is Buddy? And why Buddy think he knows everything? And I was like. we had like 6 months of conference calls, literally 6 months of conference calls, and I'm like, after like the third one, I'm like, well, shit, this cat kind of do know what's going on. I was like, I gotta see this nigga in person and see what he really doing. And the first day that was then, you know what I mean? And here I was like, oh shit, that's you, Tony. And I was like, oh, okay. And literally we just rolled from there. I mean, it wasn't no like moment, but it literally, for me personally, it was hearing a cat on a conference call. And I'm just like, yo, the dude's leading. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna sit back and hear what these other cats are saying. And I was like, you kind of know a little something. I was like, but he probably don't know. You know, cats be faking this shit. And yeah, that's dead ass serious. I'm being straight
That is
up.
the clubhouse call.
Yeah, the clubhouse. I thought he was putting a clubhouse resume together on us.
I was ahead of my time. I was ahead of my time. I was setting the game up.
What they say on baby, I thought that's what it was.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
So now that's my G. I fuck with y'all, all three of y'all. You know,
Nah,
definitely all
man.
three of y'all.
Yeah. Nah, man. Like just real quick, I'll say this, man. Like when I came over to that construction site that one time, and like I'd been messing with Rex because like we've been moving on these conference calls or whatever. I think the first time me and Rex actually linked was like in Baltimore, like in person.
Yeah.
Right,
Baltimore, Philly, or one of them was like Baltimore, Philly. One of them two.
Yeah.
And maybe both in the same week.
It was Baltimore and Philly in the same week. That's right. Yeah.
We went on tour together. Me and T went on tour, and straight up, we went on tour for like 8 cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was literally our first roll up to get literally our first roll up.
Literally in Philly. Yeah. Second city.
We roll from there, bro. You know?
Yeah. Nah. That was legit, man. And I remember when I came over for a meeting at the construction site, y'all was all over there. The whole construction team was over there.
And he was like, yo, this what y'all office look like?
Yeah, I was like, damn, what are y'all building over here, man? Let me help y'all build over here, man. So yeah, man. So that was dope times, man. And I was glad to link with everybody, man. Even like outside of you, Rex, of course, like took me under his wing like right away. But like even like people like when I got over there and met people like Aubrey and it has like y'all like I mean it was just like a instant kind of
bond.
You know what I'm saying? Like cats knew what time it was. Everyone was on the same ship, man. So
I never told Ari, but like shit, I mean, obviously he knows I love him already, but the respect that and just the intel that he kind of helped me, and he probably again he doesn't even know, but just sitting in meetings with this cat at first, I was just like, yo, this dude is like he's out of his mind, and then I mean in the right way. I was like, you saying that in the meeting, G? I was like, then I sat back after a few weeks, and I was just like, yo, this is actually how this shit is supposed to be. It's like if I'm fucking with it, I'm fucking with it. If I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah.
And facts.
And literally like 10 years ago, that's something that I've kind of adapted, and I've taken that persona, but I've taken it, with my own filter and added it to it. But that aspect really showed me is like, man, you ain't got to be out. And I never was a song and dance type nigga, never at all. But I would definitely want to make sure I said things and presented things in a certain way. Yeah. And then after I realized, I was like, yo, that ain't even it. Not saying that's not it, but you can just do how you normally do.
That's exactly right, man. And, real quick, and I don't want to,
No, we got you.
It's a bit of a shout out, but not really. But so what's crazy, man? By the time this comes out, maybe somewhere around that time, there's this series that you guys know the One Show, right?
Yeah. The award show shit.
Yeah, so they honor. They're doing this whole program about honoring the legends of advertising, right? So like Dan Wyden.
Oh yeah.
The cats that own Shia.
Shia,
yeah, and like shout out to OKRP Matt Reinhardt's father, who was one of the creators of DDB Needham.
Yep.
So they have these things where they honor them. But what's nuts, man, is that like even with Tom Burrell, right? So Tom Burrell was one of those that were honored, and Lewis Williams was the brother who. And these are documentaries, you can see them online. Yep. And Lewis was the one who like talked about how he influenced him to be who he was and where he is now. And inshallah, man, like what's crazy, bro, is that I got a call to be the voice of Carol Williams. So they're going to be honoring Carol Williams on, I think it's like February 13th or February 11th.
Oh, shit.
And I'll be the person that's speaking to how, she influenced hundreds and hundreds of Black creatives and strategy folk and PR people and account folk. And so, yeah, it's a big honor, man. So, like, look out for that. And I'm sure, Tony B will definitely
Remind them.
He'll remind them for sure. So I want y'all to look out for that.
Check our Instagram. It'll definitely be Twitter and everything. It'll definitely be on there.
Triple facts. And shout out to Carol Williams, the OG.
Nah, and shout out to you too, man, because that's a big honor for you to be honoring.
Man, that's my biggest honor ever, bro. Fuck awards, man.
A legend, you know what I'm saying? So it's a legend honor. It's a legend honor and a legend, you know what I'm saying? So for real,
And I learned about Carol, man. Like, this is gonna take y'all back, but y'all should do y'all Googles. Is that Carol, probably in 98, 99, 97, was Agency of the Year. And if you was a young Black kid around that time, you would always check Black Enterprise to find out who was doing the biggest in their industry, whether it was automotive, whether it was like architecture, advertising. And me as an advertising kid and a creative, I wanted to always check advertising. And that year, she was number one. And I literally faxed her, dude, literally, bro, every day after fucking day after day for about 45 days until her assistant hit me up and was like, yo, stop faxing Carol.
Just come in.
Yeah. She was like, yo, just come in. Like,
she was like, 2005, stop faxing her.
Yeah. And you'll hear more of this about, during that podcast, and I'm telling you guys about in the interview. But like, and to the point where she flew me out there, and I had never been to California in my life, never even thought about it. Flew me out there, man, and had me working on amazing stuff, man. So I really my mentor, I want to give her a shout out, man. Like, she is one of the most important people in my professional career. So shout out to her.
Definitely.
No, word up, man. That's real shit, man.
Sorry to get all emotional and shit. I don't know, man. I love you all. And what I will say, Rex, stay dangerous.
Oh, I'm
B, stay dangerous.
What you say?
Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous.
Yeah, I don't say stay safe, man. Like, don't be safe, bro. Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous.
Check yourself. You already see what it is.
You hear all that?
All right, y'all. Holla at y'all in a minute. You're not rocking with the motherfucking best.
Yo, you've been rocking with Three Sides to a Story. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast, on Twitter. Subscribe, tune in, and turn up on all podcast platforms.